Hello friends, today is our medical discussion episode number 36. Today we will discuss which cooking oil is best for our health. So my first question is to you that we all know that cholesterol is bad for our health. So I want to know that what is the actual science behind it?
So obviously, there is a lot of confusion about different type of fat, and today we will learn what are the different type of fats and what are the different type of fat that are available in the cooking oil that we regularly use. We all know that cooking oil or vegetable oil contain a lot amount of fat, and what type of fat we will discuss and which cooking oil is actually best for our health, we will try to elaborate in this video. So normally all the cooking oil or vegetable oil or the edible oils, they contain different type of fats. Among them are the saturated fat, the unsaturated fat, which can be monounsaturated or polyunsaturated fat. They also contain trans fat, which is somewhat harmful for our health. With that, the cooking oils, they also contain a lot number of antioxidants like tocophenols, carotenoids, phytosterols, etc., which are very beneficial and they act as antioxidants in our body. So we will discuss one by one about the different type of fat. First of all, let's come to the polyunsaturated fat. So polyunsaturated fat, this is one of the most important very beneficial type of fat which is required for our body. Among them, the most important is the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acid. These are known as essential fatty acid because the other fatty acids can be metabolized or produced in our body, but omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acid need to be eaten from the external source because they cannot be produced in our body, and they are very important for maintaining the integrity or for removing or decreasing the bad cholesterol in our body, as well as for the health of the heart as well as the blood vessels. So polyunsaturated fatty acid, this is one of the most important beneficial fat that should be taken in our diet. Next come the saturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acid, actually it is very harmful for our body because it increases the LDL, which is the bad form of the cholesterol, and as a result it increases the amount of atherosclerosis in the body. That is, it thickens our blood vessels, resulting in various type of heart problems. A study has shown that a person who decreases his intake of saturated fatty acid by half almost decreases the risk of heart disease by 17%. So saturated fatty acid as a whole, it is harmful, but there is a trick here. The saturated fatty acid, it is actually may be composed of long chain fatty acid or may be composed of small or medium chain fatty acid. Among these three, the long chain for saturated fatty acid are actually harmful for our body, but the small and medium chain containing saturated fatty acid are actually not harmful for our body. The best example is coconut oil. We all hear from different sources that coconut oil is somewhat harmful for our body and it causes increase in the bad cholesterol in our body. But a study has shown that when coconut oil is used or compared with other different type of oil, there is not so much difference in the level of the cholesterol, because the main reason is that the coconut oil contain the medium and small chain fatty acid, which are actually not harmful for our body. So among the saturated fat, only the long chain containing saturated fat causes some harm to our body, mainly the blood vessels as well as the heart, causes different type of heart problems. Next, coming to the polyunsaturated fatty acid, regarding the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acid, it is important that a balance should be maintained or a ratio should be maintained between these two essential fatty acid. A person taking only omega-6 fatty acid actually harms or actually causes harm to the blood vessels or the heart. A lot number of oil contain only omega-6 fatty acid, or mainly the Indian diet, it contain a lot of omega-6 fatty acid, and the omega-3 fatty acid concentration is very less. So a ratio of 5:1 or a ratio of 10:1, that is for every 5 gram of omega-6 fatty acid, 1 gram of omega-3 fatty acid should be present. So this ratio, if maintained, will only be beneficial to the body, and it will decrease the bad cholesterol as well as increase the good cholesterol. The main reason that we should maintain this ratio is that if we take only omega-6 fatty acid, it will decrease the LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, but at the same time it will also decrease the HDL, which is the good form of the cholesterol. On the other hand, the omega-3 fatty acid, it decreases the triglyceride, which is the bad form of the cholesterol. It increases the HDL, which is the good form of the cholesterol, as well as it decreases the various inflammatory conditions, or decreases the inflammations that is very good for our body. So if we maintain this ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acid, then only the various problems related to heart will ultimately decrease. At last, if we discuss about the trans fat, it is the most harmful form of the fat, because trans fat, it increases all the bad form of the cholesterol. It increases triglyceride, increases LDL, VLDL. It also increases the risk of having cancer, obesity, depression, diabetes, increases the inflammation of our body. So if we discuss in brief, among the good cholesterol, the most important is the polyunsaturated fatty acid, monounsaturated, or it can be as a whole unsaturated fatty acid. Among the bad form of the fat, the most harmful is the trans fat, then come the long chain saturated fatty acid, and then come, if we take only, the omega-6 fatty acid.
Thank you, sir. We have learned different type of composition of cooking oil. Sir, now I would like to know from you that according to you, which cooking oil is the best for our health and how we have to use it?
So if we discuss now the different type of the oil, so we have to know the various compositions of this oil. So first of all, if we discuss about olive oil, obviously it is a very good oil that causes a lot number of benefits in our body, because it contains certain polyphenolic compounds which decreases the amount of cholesterol in our body, as well as it also has a lot number of antioxidants. But the most important thing is that the ratio of the omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acid is is not maintained here. It contains lot of omega-6 and very less amount of omega-3. As a result, because already the Indian foods contain a lot number of omega-6, so in the Indian scenario, it is not actually the standard oil to use. We can obviously use it after cooking. We should not use it for cooking, because if we cook it, as it has very low smoking point, if we cook in the olive oil, it will produce a lot number of trans fat, and all the antioxidants will get destroyed. So olive oil can be used only after cooking. We can add some olive oil and take the food. In the Indian scenario, the most important or the standard oil to use is the mustard oil, because the mustard oil, the ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 is very nicely maintained in the ratio of 6:5. Also, it contains a very less amount of saturated fat and a lot number of polyunsaturated fat. Moreover, it has a very high smoking point, so it can be heated to a high level without producing extra trans fat. It decreases the risk of heart diseases. A study has shown that if a person takes mustard oil, the risk of heart diseases decreases by 71% as compared to other oil. Especially this study compared it with sunflower oil. Also, it decreases the risk of arrhythmias in patients already having myocardial infarction. We all know that mustard oil is not approved by FDA in Canada as well as in USA. There is a reason behind it, because in 1970 a study was performed where it showed that a mustard oil contained a monounsaturated fat which is known as erucic acid. Actually, that study was done in the rats, and it showed that a lot number of studied rats, they died because of heart diseases, because it increases cholesterol. But the recent data shows that the erucic acid cannot be metabolized in rat, but except rat, all other species has the enzyme which destroys or metabolizes the erucic acid. So new studies shows that there is no harm of erucic acid when used in human beings or used in all other species except rats. So mustard oil is the ideal oil, especially in the Indian scenarios. Next, coming to the canola oil. Canola oil, it also contains the very good ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acid. The unrefined form is not available, the refined form is available, but it has a very low smoking point, so it cannot be used for cooking. Flaxseed oil is very good for in cooking, especially in Indian scenario. It also contains very good amount of omega-6 and omega-3, and also it has a high smoking point. So if we discuss among all the most important thing that we come up is the blending oil concept. The blending oil concept is the ideal concept which shows that if we blend two oils or mix two oil and use the beneficial effect is more, because some oil contains some things and some contain other things, and if we blend it we can get all the advantages. Like if we blend or use rice bran oil or sunflower oil and mix and use in a composition of 70:30 ratio, that is 70 parts rice bran and 30 parts sunflower, or we can blend canola oil with flaxseed oil, or we can blend coconut oil or sesame oil. Then these combinations gives the most benefits, and they are most advantageous for our health. At last, the reuse of the oils, that is if we continuously cook in the same oil, that is the most bad form of the cooking, because if we cook continuously in the same amount or the same form of the oil, then a lot amount of trans fat increases in the oil, which is very harmful for our health, which causes a lot of harm problem. It increases all the bad cholesterol, as well as it also causes a lot of damage to the blood vessels. So coming to if we briefed it, among all the oil in the Indian scenario, mustard oil and the flaxseed oil is best. We can also go for a combination of different type of oil, so that we can get the maximum benefit.
Thank you, sir. We have learned so many new things. Hope it will help all of us. So at last, what would you like to advise to our audience?
Obviously, this all approached by selecting a definite quality or quantity as well as quality of oil, and by using the blending oil concept, we can benefit a lot. But with that, we have also to see for the other lifestyle changes to reduce the amount of bad cholesterol, as well as for our heart and blood vessel health. Especially, we should do regular exercise. We should go for brisk walking. We should do exercise at least 150 minutes every week. We should decrease the amount of carbohydrate in our diet. We should avoid smoking. We should avoid alcohol. So all these lifestyle changes will ultimately help in maintaining a good health, in helping to decrease the blood vessel related diseases, decreasing the risk of stroke, heart diseases, and so on. I hope this video will be very beneficial to you all. Please like, share this video to all your near and dear ones, and please subscribe our channel. Thank you all.